Yow! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our broadcast. We are here with two wonderful people, Phil and Natalie from the Lake Washington Institute of Technology. And you guys are here at PAX, and why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you guys got going on here, and also just kind of generally speaking, your guys' program and what's going on.
We got a really cool game program. You hear me okay? Really cool game program. We got about a dozen student games on the floor right now, and Natalie's one of our students. Our whole focus is on creating like a real indie game environment where people get real world experience making games, getting them out here on the floor. School supports that. Natalie, what do you think about it?
Grab the microphone so everybody can hear me. As you can tell, PAX is just rocking right now, so it's super loud. Our program at LWTech is amazing. I entered in just a couple quarters ago, and I'm already, neck high in 3D development and actually working on a VR program for school. Can't wait for PAX next year too, because I'll be presenting as well. Come see me. Yeah, it's just a great opportunity. If you're interested in studying or want to learn how to get into the industry, I would highly recommend it. One of the best programs out there, especially if you really want to feel prepared for going out into the industry and becoming a great developer. Yeah,
all of our instructors have worked in the industry. I've shipped over 100 games. So with me, it's like working with a bunch of indie developers and kind of encouraging everybody. It's like a talent show, right? PAX is where you put the stuff out there, you get real world feedback on it, and people are taking it and rocking with it. We've got some projects that have been patented technology. We've got mobile stuff. And unusually, about half of our projects are either designed or led by women, just coincidentally. But it's a real diverse group, very real-world stuff, and it's very competitive. It's very cool.
Also, as a student, having access to technologies that would be otherwise difficult to get my hands on, it's been phenomenal. Really hands-on learning experience, and then having the real-world experience of being out here with professional people coming out over to our booth to say, hey, that's really cool, you guys are really students, so this is great.
Yeah, a lot of support from local industry, a lot of internships and stuff like that, so yeah, it's happening.
Like, how long are the programs, like year-wise? What do you guys have a couple different ones?
So the AA program in gaming is typically runs 2 years, but sometimes people are working and they spread it out longer. But if you go straight through, it's about a 2-year program.
Right.
Then there is a bachelor's in technology beyond that if you want to take it further to like a design management kind of situation. So it's pretty cool, and it's a state school, so it's very reasonable in terms of the cost of it.
Yeah, definitely. And then do you guys have like different specialties in terms of teaching, either someone to be a modeler, or is it more specific to a couple different roles?
So basically we have advanced classes in modeling and in animation as well. So people can push more into that if they want to go more into character animation. Within a 2-year program, you get a general basic entry-level education, but within that, some people are clearly going to be more like concept people, and some people are going to be more like production environment people.
Right.
But we try to get everyone to actually build levels on their own, so they actually have the hands-on experience of not just making stuff in a vacuum, but actually putting it together, so it's really it's about gameplay and how you work with the team as well, trying to simulate the production environment of working with other folks,
Yeah, definitely, and I know that a lot of indie devs, resources are kind of limited, so you have to be self-sufficient, you have to be able to do what you need to do.
Exactly, we're trying to train people so they can come out and go in and work at a big company or AAA if that's what they want to do, or to come out and be really resourceful and roll their own,
One of the things I'd like to add as a student, from my experience, is being able to also have access to different departments within the college. So there's the game department, but then there's also a really strong computer programming, computer sciences department. So there's a lot of crossover between the different areas. Not only that, but also with the machineries department, with there's just so much going on.
We've got like motorcycle, automotive, agriculture. So right now we're doing a project with the dental department, like an educational game with that. We're doing an educational game with a major university to educate young chemistry students to do more sustainable chemistry. So we're doing edu kind of stuff as well as like blowing stuff up.
So if you're wanting to develop something, you have resources to really research different departments and have access to different tools that you might not have otherwise, and that was very attractive for me.
Speak on your VR a little bit. You were talking about that, and it's just such an exploding field as well. I think there's a lot of excitement to see what people can do with the technology.
One of the things that I'm working with right now is, as a student, I've been encouraged to actually reach out to different companies that provide those software and technologies and hardware, of course, and I've had amazing feedback from different companies. They've actually like fronted me lots of equipment, things that I can work with, because they want students to get their hands on the most current technologies. And then we have teachers that are actually working in the field, so we're not being taught by people that used to work 10 years ago and then quit. We're actually being taught by people that are active in the field and know everything about the stuff that I'll bring in if I got my hands on it, or if we are, half the time I find out we've already got it at the school when I get my hands on it. So it's been pretty fantastic. Right now I want to work with doing as much VR as possible, just because I think that it's very undefined right now. It's a very fluid technology as far as many applications, and I think that there's a lot to be done with it. Right now I'm working on a Google Nexus phone and doing some Sony VR, so less than 2 years in and I'm already working on that stuff, so that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, and we have the Oculus Rift, the latest version of the Oculus Rift development system that students and instructors are working on with that. And then we're also experimenting with augmented reality. So,
awesome.
Yeah, and we'll be, I think there's a VR conference coming up in October that we'll be participating
cool.
in.
Yeah, there was a company that was at Power of Play. I was there.
Yeah.
They're the ones organizing that.
Washington Interactive Network, WIN, is doing that. Yeah.
Okay,
really good folks.
That's where I saw you. That's where I saw you last, is at Power Play. I was there too, yeah. So we're, as students, we get to be everywhere. It's great.
Yeah. Now, do you guys want to talk about, maybe Phil, if you know some of these other games that are out there that you would like to pinpoint that you guys have at your booth for people to come by and check out, or right there?
Booth 6702, yeah. Can I get it there?
We got you.
Pretty cool stuff. There's everything from like a dungeon crawl to more of like narrative storytelling kind of stuff. So there's really quite a range. There's a sim, a fantasy steampunk mail delivery sim.
Wow.
There's a tablet, a really cool tower defense tablet type game. There's like a first-person physics game. And it wasn't like these were assignments. These were projects that the students were really intrigued in. This guy's worked at Nintendo for a number of years and has a very like Mario fantasy type game. So a lot of range within it.
Not only that, but if you come over to the booth, and we have an Oculus game too that's very entertaining.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. That'll be here tomorrow. We have so many games we have to rotate them for the space. But we also have a game that the entire build of it was made by scratch. Like, it was constructed. The set was constructed by students, which was just phenomenal. And that one is a QR code AR game, which is pretty phenomenal, pretty creative.
It's like Magic the Gathering. You cast your card down, it creates a 3D version of it, and you actually play it touchscreen on a projected environment. It's very, very cool.
Wow.
That's the one there's actually a patent on right now. Yeah.
Come see it.
Come see it, man. Check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, it's very tactile. Very the display is 3D characters. You've got some 3D there. We actually constructed, or their students constructed, the case for the whole thing. It's got the projector, the sensors. It doesn't get more interactive.
Battle Rampage. Again, Battle Rampage. Obviously, we're excited about this.
Yeah, that's a great name, and exactly the augmented reality. There's so much future in all of that.
Yeah.
So really exciting. And then you guys talked about the virtual reality jam that you guys are going to. Is there anything else on the agenda, or like what's the big thing of the year? Like, do you guys have like winter final projects due? You know, like when is there just like a slew of new games from you guys?
Well, what's happening is a number of games were developed for this. Some of these games we're going to take and go, great, this is stage one. We're going to pump these up to stage two. Then there's going to be completely new stuff. We basically have a game dev club, like the Rocket Club, where people are actually meeting every week. In addition to their classes, they're meeting and working on indie games. Sometimes those are class games that they're taking further, but what we're going to be doing is like looking at the ones that really are the strongest and really pushing those so they can really be releasable, actually monetized games. The cool thing about Lake Washington is if you develop it there, you own it. You own the IP. A lot of schools own the IP. This is like we're training you to do your own stuff and you walk away with it in your pocket. So a number of these games are going to be working and taking them to the point where they can really be published and monetized. Some of them are on the cusp of that. So that's what's exciting for us. So we're setting people up not just to get a job with your own IP in your pocket.
Yeah, I don't know how many schools can claim that so many of their students actually walk out having shipped something that they actually own, but that's a pretty phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
I had a thought. Never mind.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, when we were at Power of Play, that was a big part of the whole discussion as well. Is it's like step one is making the game, you know, and then you have to really follow through with it in terms of the distribution or the marketing and figuring out how to get it out there. And get more support to either just finish that game or to build your next one, you know.
I was going to add too, where a lot of the students, especially from this year and the ones that'll be graduating next year, I've really noticed that everybody's really proactive in being able to find resources and do all sorts of things. So if people are looking for interns, come to our school, man. I mean, you're going to get some great professional students right out of school that actually have finished a project and done a really good job and are super hungry to learn more. So yeah, if you're a company that's active and maybe a startup or more, you know, figure whatever you want to do. If you're looking for interns, check out our school. I mean,
we'll hook you up.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I think that about does it for me on questions. You guys are super awesome, and it seems like a really good educational opportunity for people. You know, particularly, of course, game developers who want to get their game out there and really develop it into a solid finished state. So, any final words from you, Natalie, though?
Can't wait to graduate. Can't wait to see what I make for PAX next year. And also, I'm just really thankful to the school for giving me all the opportunities that they're giving me. It's fantastic. And if you're a student, come to school. Man, it's great.
Awesome. And last words from you, Phil?
Come on down.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, as you said, 6270, 6720, 6720. That's the booth number if you're down here at PAX, and please go check them out. If you're just a Washington local, or even if you're not that close to the state, it sounds like a great opportunity for gaming education. So please check that out. Thanks again so much for joining us, guys, and we'll be right back with some more game footage coming up. So please stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching.